Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and it's your girl Justy. And guys, in this episode today, you all are going to see me clean my whole living room and take down my tree. Yes, it's been a long awaited one. I know you all have been waiting for this. So guys, without further ado, sit back, relax, make sure and have your little popcorn, what have you. Alright, so bye. So it's Saturday the 20th of January, and yeah, I've been doing little things around the house, bit by bit, piece by piece, and I'm going to be dealing with the living room and dining room, putting it back together, fixing it, that sort of thing. Alright, so stick with me. It's your girl Justy. Alright? So guys, at this moment here, I was wiping my face and letting you all know that I had my Christmas tree to take down, and what I have to do there, and then also take down the mantle, right? And I was saying the place was hot. So guys, here I am showing you all my new bins that was purchased at PriceMart the Friday, and my son brought it down. He said Friday too. It was Friday evening. He brought it down for me, and yes, I'm now about to cut it to start to place some items in it. Let me tell you all something about me. I'm the type of person, as I have always said on my channel, I procrastinate. Alright, and for me, I'm the one who put up my tree, I'm the one who fix my mantle, I'm the one who takes down my tree. There are times when my son helps out, okay, but he's more or less, he works a lot. He works, and the days that he has, he gets off, does basically be twice. Could be Monday he gets off, or a Monday he might be off, a Tuesday, or sometimes he might be, let me say, he might be off on a Wednesday, and he gets off a Friday, right? So sometimes it doesn't be back to back, and sometimes it does be different days apart and stuff like that. So guys, so when he purchased this, he was up by mommy, and he bought these bins for me because I needed extra bins. Now I'm a person like this. I like to change up my decor, right? You will never see, I should rephrase that. You won't see me using the same ornaments every year, okay? I like things to look a particular way, so if I'm going with a certain color scheme in my home, I will try, and the operative word is try. I will try and get the colors that will clash with my curtains, or my rugs, or my chairs, that sort of thing, right? Here you all are seeing me taking out the different color balls from my wreath, right? So 2023 I used green and white and gold and silver on my tree, so I bought the bins, and the bins were to basically separate the colors, different colors. I think I had added all the silver and green into that bin, and the other bin I had red, and you all will see, so it's been a while, guys. I love Christmas, and for me, I'm like a kid in a candy store, when it comes to Christmas. I don't know about other people, but that's just me. I don't celebrate things like Halloween. That's not my kind of thing. That's not for me. But I love Christmas. My son, as I would always say, my son was born on the 22nd of December. And to me, that was my Christmas gift, my son. And funny enough, my son loves the same set of things. He loves Christmas. So as you are looking on right now, I'm taking off the pics, right? And those pics will be going into one of the bins. So what I did, I placed all the pics into a separate container, right? That same container that you all have seen there with the wreath in it, I took the pics and I rested in that container. So I have a bin full of pics, and I think I had put I have Christmas curtains, so I placed the Christmas curtains into the set bin that the wreath is in right now. The wreath is also in a plastic bag. I put it back into one of those big garbage bags. I have to get one of those what you call it, the bags to put the wreath in that you zip up. So I know I'm gonna purchase that when I go abroad. So guys, like I was saying, my gift to me was my son for Christmas. And my son, he's just like me. He loves Christmas just the same, So I think we match one another's, intent, because he gets caught up in the same thing I get caught up in at times, I believe eventually maybe he might grow. He might just simply grow out it. Who knows? But for now, at his age, a young gentleman, he's 23 now, and he still loves the idea of decorating and that sort of thing. But when we are getting down, we are going down that road in that age, and it might become a little too much for me eventually, I believe. Maybe if I have my husband, then he might like the same thing that I like. I love to decorate. I love fixing my home a particular way, and I love making it look the way that I want my home to look, right? I would always say to each his own, because everybody's style is not the same. All right. Up to this morning, I was actually talking to my neighbor, and shout out to my neighbor Phil. Hi Phil. Yeah, and we were talking about color contrasting and these sort of things in our home. Sometimes we can't always have a dark home, right? But we need something to brighten our home, and I love the idea of allowing light, that is to come into my my home. I love that idea, because when I get that burst of light coming into my living room, my dining room, that sort of thing, kitchen, you see the beauty of the color that you put on your wall, the color of your chair. You see the beauty. You literally see the beauty. But if you have a dark home, and not having light colors to flow through, and that light to come through, then you will not get that initial beautification that you're looking for, in your home. You wouldn't get it. You will always see one color, So guys, as I am here working on taking down these things from my mantle, I'm gonna tell you something. if my windows aren't open, and even if it is open, sometimes according to how the breeze blow, I will feel cool. But if I am not getting any breeze flowing through this home of mine, be geez you me, I just be like wet, drenched. And I will not lie to you guys, this took me whole day. But I had to rest. I did rest. I sang. I danced. Yeah, I got in my little steps, even though I was not exercising, but I still put in the work, It is now the first as I'm doing this voiceover, because I couldn't play certain things and allow this video to run, because I really didn't want to get copyright. And the person in the foreground that you're seeing on that television there in the background, that is she's a fellow YouTuber that I do follow. All right, and she was simply talking about being consistent with your content, and that is something that is very much intentional for me, being consistent. I am thankful and grateful for those who are following me right now. I'm really thankful for that. And I must add that being a YouTuber and having my content, doing my content, in such a way, I really hope that what I put out is fruitful enough for others to see. I have always said, and will always keep saying, that I am very authentic in who I am and what I do and what I bring forth. By no means I'm perfect, never claim to be, but I am who I am, and I stand for what I believe in. It's not easy being single and being a mom. It's not easy, but in life, I find solace in talking to God. I talk to myself sometimes. Yes, who doesn't? But at the end of the day, I am who I am, and I will always be consistent, and I will always be transparent and let whoever know what time it is. You understand what I'm saying, people? So at this point in time here, I was simply overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie to all you, because when I watch over this whole video, it was too much for me. It actually came down to 93 minutes. And mind you, I will be cutting some footage. Right? I will be cutting some footage along the way. Doing this, I love doing what I do. And I try my best to do it to the best of my abilities. I love decorating my home. I love trying new things. Now, mind you, I do go on Pinterest from time to time to see what they have and what I could mimic and what I could change wrong that would not look drastically the same. Because when it came to my tree, there was a picture that I put up of a Christmas tree that I really, really loved. But when I went into the store to buy the items, I kid you not, it would have been too much to buy, right? And you all saw how much my son paid for our ornaments. It came up to, I think, is 1,000 something, right? And plus I needed a couple more stuff, so he did went and he purchased some more stuff, and I had to utilize my tree is a 6 foot tree, so it is literally big, and thank God I had gold ornaments, gold balls in my spear bin, in the other bin, and I took them out and I said to myself, because actually the Christmas tree was supposed to be white, gold, not gold, white, silver, and green, right? And how it was supposed to be, it did not come out that way. So when I looked at the pillowcases that I bought, it had gold in it, and I said, my goodness, if it's white and a touch of gold, then all right, I need to use some gold. Now that mantle that you're seeing there, I did change it so many times. I add a bit of red to it, and I looked at it and I said to myself, nah, that ain't looking good, nah. That's in that red going with the silver and green. I didn't it wasn't like a traditional Christmas, settings that I was doing, right? So I had to say, no, Susan, you need to come down from there. So when I pop in, I take off the red and I put in some gold on it, and I step back and I look at it. I say, it's all right, it kind of given. But then I say, me not want it no more. Me go take off the gold and leave it like how it was, and it stayed just so, because I thought to myself, or I said to myself, that Suzanne is looking good just the way it is. You don't need to add anything, and you don't need to take away anything from it. So I left it the way it was. So you all can just simply go back and you'll see what I'm talking about, right, in my past videos. And when it came to that Christmas tree, I watched it and really put a couple of gold to the top, at the side, like it dropped like a waterfall, something like. And it really looked good. It looked good. And I said, yeah, the gold, yeah. So when I added in and I fixed it, because I didn't have much of that gold, and I fixed it and I allowed it to drop and fall, I said, yeah, that looks good, and actually the gold popped the tree with the color from the pillowcases, because the 20 by 20, the big pillowcase had white and gold in it. And imagine, I put in for silver, right? I put in for white and silver, and we end up getting the white and gold or something like that. And then when I watched the green that I had, I said, but this looking like a kind of yellow goldish thing. And I said, well, all right, we go play with that. And that is how I kept that amount of gold. And then my table runner had gold, and so everything automatically tied in together, guys. So, and that is how I decided to do that. Okay, guys, this is me. I'm gonna let this run for you guys a bit. I'm literally sweating. You understand? Yeah. It's hot. So guys, after dealing with all this thing whole day, I mean, and it hasn't been the whole day because I had more footage of me getting up around 4 on the 20th of January, and I said that I will put that in another post, another story showing you guys what I really do in a day or morning time, because most of my morning time is basically spent um, more or less me making my bed. How much of you make your bed when when I was younger, when I was living at home, and my mom said to me, Suzanne, go make your bed. You make your bed, and I would just pull it and throw my cover. As a kid, we used to do so much nonsense, because my mom was really, really strict when it come into making your bed. And you had to do it right. You get up in the morning, everybody know that you make your bed, you organize your clothes, you put your nightgown or your pajamas at the foot, fold it neatly, because that's the type of parent I had. You not have. Sorry, my mom is still alive. My dad is now, you know, and you put your things at the foot, or you fold it and you put it to the underneath your pillow or something like that. You understand? And by me being in the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment / Defense Force, it taught you discipline, where when you get up every morning, you pull your sheet, you fix it, everything 14 inches apart, that sort of thing, and you had to have a ruler to make sure, as a recruit, that those things were done. You understand? But I think I did a video a while back that I didn't even want to tuck my sheets, because after being in the military for years, and that you have to tuck your sheet, tuck this, tuck that, tuck the other. Come on, please. This tuck thing, you just get fed up. So a person like me, it's not all the time you're going to be living that militant lifestyle. And I know there are a couple of people who maybe live in that military lifestyle. And for me, I'm not doing that. When I leave, I leave. I don't think I have to conform or dress a particular way. To each his own. If you choose to have that way in you, that's you. Me, on the other hand, I don't even want to be affiliated or looking like affiliate. I just want to be me, because being in a particular organization for so many years, it wards you a particular way. You look and you carry. But mind you, I'm very, very respectable to my elders, and I show that all the time. I believe in being that mannered woman I am, and I will always say yes sir, no sir, how are you, ma'am. I will give respect where respect is due. And with me, that has been all through my life. Even when I was in the Trinidad and Tobago Cadet Force, they train you up a particular way. And then my upbringing with my mom and my dad, and then my stepfather, who is also part of, who he's a retired police officer. So you know, you have to have that sort of conformity to, you know, being respectable and having, just shining a particular way onto others, you know. So that lifestyle have left me that way. You understand what I'm saying? So by me making my bed, if I choose to talk, I talk. If I don't want to talk, I don't talk. No, you understand? But I love everything to be in a particular order, and I love everything to be cleaned. And as I said, and I will continue to say, I have to get a grip on being a procrastinator. So for me, that way in me to procrastinate, I have to change that way. But when it comes to me having a clean home, I love that. You know, I have a kit. I have my stove, and what I do from time to time is I will put foil on my stove, and I will utilize that. I don't even want a drop of grease drop on my stove, because yes, come on, we all know that we had to clean we stove and clean we oven and all this good stuff. But for me to get away from not allowing that multitude of grease to drop or get on my stove, I put the foil. I put foil. So hence the reason why when I was cooking the other day, I didn't really want to show my stove because I had some stuff on my foil, you know. But nevertheless, if I go to take off the foil off of my stove, you're gonna see it's lily white, right? It may have one or two really tough, what do you would call it, grease around, that's like oil, you know, burnt, and I really don't like to use those heavy duty things. So sometimes I do buy the greaser and spray my stove, you know. But nevertheless, guys, that's just basically me. I love these booties, these Christmas stockings. I love it. I really, really do. I wish I can get some more like that, particularly that kind. It have others, but not like that. And I need to get a couple more of those reindeers. I love, love, love the idea of having white reindeers. I love the black ones too, but right now I'm seeing that they're making some thin, tall ones, and I really, it's not my take. You know, like I will always say, to each his own. But I think when I go up, I'm gonna look for more white ones, and I'm gonna look for bigger stockings. You know, like I said, I love everything to be a particular way when it coming to, you know, organizing and stuff like that. I love doing those things. I love making my home, my house, my home, you know. And don't talk about lights. My goodness, guys, I had so many boxes of lights, but I think two packs of light, two boxes of lights spoiled, and you know, I said to my son, I said, son, we need to get some more lights. Yeah. What do you mean we need to get more lights? I said, well, the lights on them, it stopped working. What do you mean, mommy? How the lights could be stop? How the lights could stop? I say it's not working. I plugged it in, it's not working. I fiddle with it, nothing. He said, well, all right then, but I found it to be so strange that the lights on them, two of the lights weren't working anymore. So nevertheless, he still didn't purchase it. But I know when I go up, I'm gonna purchase a couple others, and bring them. But guys, I kid you not, I love the idea of decorating. I love it. Um, having been given this home, um, like I said, my home is all about praying and fasting and, being at one. Because without God in my life, I don't think that I would have had or have this home. I'm not saying that I didn't get help, okay? But there came a time in my life where I was seeking God, and I didn't fast, but I was more or less looking for a lot of answers in my life, and I was in a particular place where I wouldn't wish for anybody to be where I was, and how my home came about is a lot of prayers and tears, and I say this, and I'm going to share this with you guys. I am a caring person. I'm a loving person. I'm a person that goes out my way to try to do things right and in a particular way. And me being my mother's daughter, there were times that while living home, I doing and and out of the blues, I was working and I went up a Rima and I went into a variety store. And the first thing I bought was some pots and pans, and those were the first set of things that I ever bought for my home, this home that I'm in now. And I said to myself, I'm gonna get my own home, yes? Now at that point in time, I'm still living home. I'm doing everything. I have my son, and I said to myself, it is time for me to get my home. And at this point in time, everybody were going to Chaguanas to see a particular minister, and I did went to see that particular minister, and I did saw him. And at that point in time, a lot of things had happened to him, right? Where, different scandals. I'm not going to talk about all of that here. But and he said to me, so if I can help you, I will help you. That's what he said. If I can help you, I would help you. And it turned out it didn't go the way I expected it to go, because due to the fact of the situation he was in, right? And but I knew of a lot of people who got their home through that particular person, including one of my family members. Okay? But I never gave up. I never gave up. And it was 2014. I think I was on sick leave, and one of my co-workers went to speak to the HR officer, and I believe at that point in time the HR officer came and he made mention to others on the square and what have you, and this particular person went on behalf of me and spoke to him, and he said, well, where is the corporal? And I wasn't there, and he said, well, when she comes, let her come to me. And I went to him. I got the call from my co-worker, and I went to him. And when I went to him, I went with all my information, and I think I gave it to him. Now, he wasn't the only person that I had went to within the line of, seeking a home, right? Back then, in 2009, I got the opportunity to get a home, and I missed the opportunity. I missed that opportunity. So that went. So tracking forward to 2014, I spoke to the HR officer, and we spoke and what have you, and he took my information and all of these sort of things. And it so happened, God doesn't, he sets you up at his appointed time, not at my appointed time, not at your appointed time, but at his appointed time. And when this had happened, I was more or less going through a transformation in my life. 2010, I got into a major car accident that in turn really plummeted me. I sunk into depression and you name it, and I had to dig myself out. When I say dig, literally, I think I have a video on that. I had to dig myself out, mind, body and soul, and I had to change a lot of things about me. So fast track to that, I was on sick leave for almost a year, did CADA, was in pain, still swollen. CADA is promotional exam, to those who don't know, right? So I did that, and with that, when I did that, I was still in pain, taking medication. I couldn't sleep well. I had nightmares. When everybody was leaving training in the evening, I was in camp. I used to go on weekends, Saturday morning, and come back just before 4 in the afternoon. I couldn't come down to camp 6 or after 6. That is when that part of my brain started to go a certain way. There were a lot of things that I was still dealing with. The impact of that accident really plummeted me to where I could not think the way I was supposed to. A lot of people will not understand where I am coming from, or for those who have been in a major car accident may know the outcome of. So I had a lot of, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't function properly. But one thing I could safely say to anyone, that God had my back 100%. And you all know that I'm short. I am a short, I'm 4'11". So I got most of the trash out, and I have 3 bins in front of me. My wreath is in a bag, a plastic bag. Alright, I tossed my cushions over on this side. My vacuum is out. I haven't even started to clean inside here or anything. As you understand, doing this is a task, because everything has to go back in its appropriate place, that of, so I'm not going to tackle this tree, and it's going to come down in no time. Yes guys, I'm sitting and I'm breathing loud. I had to sip, and I was tired and all of that good stuff. Yeah, so she really used to be behind me. She was like hey, you could do this. Come on. You know, depression is not an easy thing. It's not a road that I would tell anyone, you know. It's not easy. It's something that you have to fight to come out of and talk to God. So back on this whole journey of this home now, I dealt with all these things. And coming to doing ACADA, I still had to deal with a lot. I was still seeing my psychiatrist. I was still seeing doctors. I was still doing so much because of this accident. And guys, I kid you not, my God is so good. There were moments I used to get up and cry, and there were moments that I used to pray, and I'm a praying person. I'm a strong believer. Nobody can come between me and my Lord Jesus Christ. They may have tried, but you know, I am so grateful. I am grateful for the things that He has done. Yeah. So guys, me being so grateful and holding on to God's word and His promise and keeping His faith and walking in God's grace and favor. You know, like I say all the time, I walk by faith, not by sight. I walk by faith, not by sight, and my faith comes by hearing the word and trusting in God's word. So with me pushing through, I did see other ministers with regards to trying to get my home. And guys, look at this tree. Yeah. But anyway, back to it. And I said to myself that I am going to continue to pray and fast. And I did. I put in the work. I really did put in, and I don't ever forget what I did to get and have what I have today, because everything is in God's time. And I did see so many ministers and talk to them, give them my documents, and there were moments where other people were getting and I didn't get. And I said to myself, I'm not going to be angry. God knows when is your time. God knows when is your time. And I would love to say to Mr. Richardson, thank you very much on my channel. Thank you, sir. Thank you for hearing me, understanding me. Thank you for giving me that opportunity to achieve my hope. Thank you for the word of confidence. Thank you for talking to me. Because without God's presence in my life, maybe your life, maybe his life too, I would not have had what I have. And most people that see it as, yes, you know, you get because, and no, everything is in God's time, and God have a way of putting people in your path. He has a way of sending particular people. He also have a way of taking out those people, or taking out the ones that who wasn't really, you know, and showing you and guiding you along the way. So for me to get my home is God intervention, is God talking to me, is God telling me get up, pray, is God telling me fast, is God showing me, hey, this is what you are going to get when that is. It was God telling me, all right, Susan, time for you to go and buy a stove. I bought my stove years before, and I had it in my mom's gallery. And then I bought my fridge years before I even got my home, about 4 years before. So my stove was packed up in my mother's gallery for about 5 years. You understand what I'm saying? And then those pots and things I started to buy bit by bit. The last set of things that I bought was my living room set. My living room set before I got the keys to my home. You understand what I'm saying? So what you may want for you may not be God's plan for you. So by me doing this YouTube channel, I had to sit down and talk to God. I had to be the one to be real, you know, to say the least, to be honest with my peers, be honest with my friends, be honest with the public at hand, with my subscribers, be honest, be, you know, who I am, authentic, and put in the work and do what I have to do, you know, because my home is not just my home. My home came from the Lord Jesus Christ, knowing where I have been coming out of. That was God's promise to me. That was God saying, Susan, better days are coming. You understand? And it's still coming. You gotta. I hope everybody is tracking with me, right? So what we want for ourselves in this way, God may not want that for us in that way. You understand? He may want you to do something totally different. It has some people, they think that they find the right person in their life, and sometimes it turns out that that person is not really for them. But sometimes you have to leave it alone. Leave it alone and let it unfold. Because what God has for you, nobody can take it away. So every morning I get up, not a day goes by in my home, and I want to cry. I want to tear up, because not a day goes by in my home that I don't thank God for health, for strength, for the ability to move. You know, I thank God for giving me this, a roof over my head, food in my fridge. I'm not working. I left my job. That job wasn't for me. I'm sorry, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't what God had for me. That is what I wanted, right? But sometimes along the way, you know, we had to look and ask ourselves, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know? So I am doing what I love now. I never thought that I would have been able to come in front of a camera and talk. I never thought that I would have been in front of anything at all. And, you know, and yes, people, I'm a bit vulnerable right now, you know, the way I'm talking, because I am true to myself. I'm so authentic. I am who I am. I'm just C. You know, I don't portray to be anybody else. I am who I am. And for those who know me would know that I am who I am. So, I thank God. I thank God. Not just for the roof, but to see another day. To see even 50, guys. I'm 50. I'm happy. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I don't like. I'm not the type of person to throw things back in other people's faces. I don't do that. Unless you push that button, you're gonna get that button pushed back at you. But I try to be who I am. Susan. I try to be that person. Yes, guys, that's my name. I try to be that person. But nevertheless, so that's the story of me getting my home. You know, I got it through my work, and God sends people at His appointed time for you, no matter what. Each of us have a story to tell, and I'm so happy that I'm on this platform telling my story. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you for watching, and feel free to comment, thumbs up the video. Remember, there's a notification bell, so whenever I upload, it will come to you once you press that notification bell. Once again, everyone, thank you. Continue to cover your kids, guys, and may God bless each and every one of you all. Bye.